Let me back up something that I've just done for the squad.
Wait. Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. And if this is your first time here, I'm the big fella. That is the Scruffy Trader. And today is a horrible day. Outside, it's murky, it's dark, it's dank. I think winter's here. But is winter on the charts? That's the question we ask ourselves. Well, we're about to find out because it's Friday. Don't particularly like trading Friday. I don't like particularly trading between 8 and 9 either. But I've opened my gob. I've analysed the chart. And now I'm going to monitor it. Now, I mightn't get in for the next 20 minutes or so. Because I'll keep an eye on this at 9 o'clock. But in the meantime, I can't tell you what I'm looking at. And little ways I mark the chart up. So that sounds good. And you do like to see trading in the real world, do take a second to hit that little subscribe button. Genuinely helps. And if you find value in any of the videos, do hit the like and super thanks. Keeps the lights on and ensures that we've got food on the table. So what are we doing? Well, we're doing the Ftse. So let me show you. So within this, if I just pull this down, there it is there. It's gone up. Now, I've already done a bias on this earlier on because I put these in for them every morning. And the Ftse I was really unsure with, you know. It's just, if I can't read it, I just don't try to look at it. However, I do like to help the guys. And within this, Michael was asking about fibs, etc. I say, okay, I'll break it down. And that's what I've done. There you go. Okay. Now, the videos are broken up in different ways. Depending on what level you are, depends on what will be able to be seen. So if you're on a low level, you can't see the high level stuff. It's only fair. And Michael's a plus member. So when I do a plus, I go right into it. Direction, bias, how to get in, where your pre-end points are. The whole lot is in there. Okay. And if I do see it, then it's only fair that I back it up. All right. And there's not a lot of people who do that. So what are we looking at here? Well, first of all, I have a short-term bias up over, just reading the chart. Okay. But I had to put some marker points in. Now, if I mark out 10 pips, it's kind of my benchmark for a trade. So I need to be in the trade before it hits this box, because that can hold the price. Now, good, and like I was saying, this looks like it's going to relax, and it is. So that now gives me here, which is a good area to enter, this blue line. Even better if it's down here. Okay. So let me just push this out to the hourly. As you can see, I was doing a few scribbles, and it is predominantly to the upper side. So I'll get rid of them because I don't need them now. Okay. And that was for this time period. Lock it time to time to time. So there's a fib on this. Show me a good entry point. Now, I do have this all pre-marked and mapped up as to how I want to do this. Now, if I go out to the 4 hour, we can see that it's had quite a reasonable downtrend, which is now pushed up. Now, it's fair to assume that if this is the bottom of the market, we don't know. We can just assume this at this moment in time because that trend channel is being broken and then it moves up. Well, we also know trends come back on themselves. So if I put a trend line in this, just to give you an illustration from there to there. So there's your trend, upper trend channel. That could come all the way down here to bounce off if you are looking at trend channels. However, how likely is that? We don't actually know. And one of the things with trend lines, etc., they do respect, but I think they're subjective, which is why I prefer standard support and resistance. So what have we got here? Well, at the moment, the strength is to the upper side, but looking at the makeup of that could change at 9 o'clock. But there's a good opportunity in the short term for a retracement of this move. All right. So that's kind of what's given me the short term up move. Now, what else have we got to help build this? Well, we have another strong drive there. We can see a retracement. The chances are it'll retrace down into this black line here. Well, if it does, is it then going to bounce off to move higher to continue this new move? We don't know. And it's Friday, which kind of muddies the water somewhat. So that's the 4-hour chart. Take this to an hourly chart. What can we see? Well, on the hourly chart, we can see the drive. It's come down. It failed the retracement because it went up and it burst the top. So this one just becomes marker points. And my new contained price area is this. Okay? This section here. So what I'm looking for is the retracement of this and the continuation of that move. That is the idea for the short term. Now, we've come past this, so that now gives me an entry point back down on this area somewhere down in this quadrant. Now, I've already measured out the 10 pips that I need, so I've got plenty of room to get up to there. And it's Friday, I'm conservative, I'm only going to go for 10 pips because that's all I need, because at this moment in time, I've got nothing running, and I did okay yesterday. Okay? So I just need to top up a little bit today. All right. And there you are. There's a hammer coming in. So this could be a nice area to start looking to trade. Okay. And then if I need to do a bit of madness, well, I can go down to maybe this area. And if I go below these sections, I'm wrong. Simple as that. All right. So let me run the trade, see if I can get a quick 10 pips, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys, I need the camera for a meeting at 10 o'clock, so I'm just going to let this play out. It's all mapped out ready for me. I've got my sort of additional orders underneath, got my targets in place, and it's pretty much pushing into where I want it to go. I have two kind of choices at this point. I can either kill it and then come back to it, or just let it play out. Now, at the minute, it's jostling around. It's not a particularly good trade, this, actually. But let's have a look. But it's still... Let's see. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'm going to look at this area here. Just pull the targets in slightly. sort of to there. And then I've got the best of both worlds. Because I do think it'll push up a little bit. So I mightn't get a great deal, but I'm going to get rid of these bottom ones. And then that way I'm not overly stressed, not overly worried either. So if it comes down, well, it's picked it up now. So there we go. Right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let it run out. So I'm looking for 10 pips. So where's that? That's 13. So if I pull that down into sort of just on 10 and then put that one next to it. That way we've definitely got best of both worlds. And then I'll just come back to it and I'll see what it is. And then I'll explain why I've done that. Okay, catch you in a bit. Okay guys, I'm back. Let's have a look, see what the situation has to say. Well, I don't see any orders on the screen. Got nothing left running. And my positions have cashed out. So it was a quick, easy 50 quid. Or was it? Well, let me kind of explain a little bit. When I was looking to enter this market, sort of down here, we are coming through the open. Anything could happen. Now, I did have a bias, and I did explain to the guys what the short-term bias is versus the long-term bias. And the short-term at this moment in time was long. But it was also a bit iffy. So the sensible thing was, all right, I'm going to trade it because I've committed myself to do it. But I'll be conservative. And that's what the order was. Now, yes, you can argue and say, well, if you hung on, you'd have gotten a whopping big trade. I would have done. But I could have had a whopping big loss as well. And that's something that I don't particularly want. So that's kind of why I did it. Now, I always stage backwards because I think that is a sensible thing to do. Gets you a better price, keeps you out of trouble. So I'm happy with that section. And then ultimately, I followed a plan. And that's what keeps me out of trouble. It's what keeps my consistency up. And consistency is the thing. Because you can talk about your RR rates till you're blue in the face. Who tells you this shit? People who don't show you how to trade. Because every trade under those situations has to be identical. Same target, same stop, same market conditions. They never are. And what you're trying to do is pick the top and pick the bottom. No, you're looking for the bit in the middle. So every trade is individual. Your stop has one job. Protect the account. That's it. It has nothing to do with your profit. Zip. Your profit is the prize for reading the chart correctly. But if you think you're going to go into this market and win 2-3 times with a huge risk reward that's going to pay off your losses, well, if you're doing it for a living, I'll listen to you. But if you're just somebody that's on a forum that I've just recently left who doesn't do it for a living and loses money hand over fist, something tells me you're doing it wrong. There's an old analogy, 390s. 90% of traders lose 90% of their money in 90 days. Well, I think there's a fourth. 90% of what you see and believe is wrong. So I'll go back to another thing that I say quite a lot. Eliminate all the bad, and whatever is left must be good. And that's how you survive in trading, by filtering. So you start at the top. Is it good? Yes or no? Right. It's good. Move forward. What's this say? Is it good? Yes or no? Yes. Move forward. And if it's bad, don't bother with it. But if you are got all of your elements together, then you're sort of on the fence. but you still want to go because the edge is slightly in your favor, as it was this morning. Just target appropriately. Keep a modest target rather than swinging for the fences. And you'll find that you end up having money at the end of the month. Simple stuff. So as always, guys, keep your comments coming. I'm very easy found. You can drop in the description there. You'll find Winky's little merchandise shop if you like Forex sort of merchandise, sort of dinner with candles, that sort of thing. There is links to my preferred brokers, ones that I use personally, and a 5% discount off the 5% as prop fund that I use personally. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.